And it might be wet, but it is not dampening the spirits here in Tampa. Who's going to start the year with an end-of-season win? LSU or Iowa? Outback Bowl to kick off 2014 next. We welcome you to the 28th edition of the Outback Bowl here from Tampa, Florida. And for the 21st year, it's the Big Ten against the SEC to start the new year. Here they come from Iowa City, the Hawkeyes, and from Baton Rouge, the LSU Tigers. Happy New Year, everyone. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Lisa Salters. Happy New Year, pal.
Happy New Year,
Good
Mike.
to be in your hometown. Boy, you know, for LSU, just a couple of years ago, they played for it all. They played the national championship game. So a bit disappointing. This is not where they wanted their season to end. Yet, John, their last regular season game, Zach Mettenberger, their senior quarterback, hurt. That means we'll see Anthony Jennings make his first start here this afternoon.
Yeah, in a New Year's Day bowl game, not many true freshmen do that at the quarterback position. But fortunately for Jennings, LSU has surrounded him with great skilled players. And it starts with their tailback, Jeremy Hill. Hill is a downhill back, 235-pounder with breakaway speed. He ran for almost 1,200 yards this season. He's a difference maker. And when they throw the football, they've got two big-time receivers. Starting with Jarvis Landry, who's a circus catch machine, and Odell Beckham Jr. just won the Horning Award for the nation's most versatile football player. LSU's loaded around the young trigger.
All right, disappointment in Iowa City last year. They were a 4-win team. Good finish, though. They won their last 3, 4 of their last 5. So Iowa comes in here today at 8-4. And, John, it's the same formula we've seen for about a decade and a half with Kirk Ferentz' team. Very good offensive line. They can run the ball. And their defense very solid this year.
Well, they're tough. They're disciplined, and they play with effort just like Iowa always plays with. And they're led by James Morris, their middle linebacker. He's a coach on the field. He's a great communicator against these no-huddle offenses. He has very good range. He's a good open field tackler. He'll need to do that against the running quarterback today. He has very good zone awareness, Mike. He's got 4 interceptions. 41 starts, a 4-year starter. James Morris is a difference maker for the Hawkeyes.
And we'll see that veteran Iowa defense against the first-time starter, Jennings, at quarterback first, as LSU will get the ball to start this 2014 Outback Bowl. Started raining pretty heavily about 9 a.m. this morning. It's been intermittent in between then. We look for showers through the day. That is Odell Beckham Jr. back deep to receive. Mike Myers set to kick. And off we go in 2014. And Beckham will take it from the 2. The numbers, Beckham brought down to 23-yard line. And Lisa Saunders, let's talk about that first-time starter at quarterback for LSU.
Yeah, Mike, just think of last New Year's Day, Anthony Jennings had just graduated high school today. The Tigers in the Outback Bowl. And his teammates say they have no doubt that he is ready for this moment. They say he didn't even blink when in the Arkansas game when Mettenberger got hurt, led them down the field on that game-winning touchdown drive. That gave us confidence that he could execute the game plan, wide receiver Jarvis Landry told us, and his mobility will help us a lot. Of course, Iowa's defense, number 7 in the country, they're going to be looking to get after him, but they don't really want to talk about it. They say we're going to let our plate speak for us.
Well, they're going to follow Jeremy Hill on the opening snap of the game into Hawkeye territory and a big run of 42 yards.
Well, they run that power play at LSU. Most quarterbacks hand the ball off, but they toss it. They're going to get a double team. Neighbors is going to get the kick out, and Jeremy Hill gets the corner, and he has breakaway speed, uncommon for a 235-pound back. What a start for LSU.
Hill, who ran for nearly 1,200 yards at 7 per carry. As rare, this Iowa defense so good against the run. Top 20 in the country. From the 32, toss it right back to the sophomore by class out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Gain of 2. Louis Trinka-Passat made the tackle for the Hawkeyes up front.
This Trinka-Passat, he's added about 50 pounds throughout his Iowa career, Mike. He's a typical Iowa Hawkeye football player. Some of these guys don't emerge until late in their careers, but Trinka-Passat has really anchored this front for the Hawkeyes, and they're much improved up front.
2 runs for Hill. He takes a break. Terrence McGee, Jr., out of Franklinton, Louisiana, in there. Right at that field goal range line that you've become familiar with throughout this regular and bowl season. And McGee with the run to the yard shy of the first down. Tanner Miller, honorable mention, all Big Ten safety, made the tackle. So, John, what are you expecting to see from LSU offensively with the first-time starter Jennings at quarterback?
Well, I like what they've done. Hand the ball off to a real good back early and try to get in some favorable down and distance situations where they can run some bootlegs, some high percentage passes. Don't be surprised if Jennings' first throw isn't a play action bootleg off of a primary run.
Hill back in. It's 3rd and 1. Iowa stuffs the line, but Hill to the right, able to get through for the first down at the 21-yard line.
You know, Mike, this LSU offensive line has gone through a lot of changes. They had some injuries in their last regular season game against Arkansas. Good to see their center back, Elliott Porter, number 55. He got hurt midway through that Arkansas game, and over there on the right side, you see the right tackle back as well, Hawkins.
Dylan Gordon, they don't throw their tight ends much. Gordon moved over to the right, just paved the path for Hill inside the 10. Hill at the 5, and he's out of bounds. It'll be 1st and goal as he's going to be marked at the 6. Gain of 11.
Well, it's the same play they ran on the first play of the game. It's a power play, but they toss the ball to Jeremy Hill. They get the kick out block, a good block by Beckham on the perimeter, and Jeremy Hill is taking it to the Hawkeyes early.
First 1,000-yard back LSU's had since Stephen Ridley back in 2010. Could move to the 2nd best single season total before this afternoon is done. 1st and goal for the freshman Anthony Jennings. Another handoff. It's been all on the ground. Hill stopped there at the 5 by Tanner Miller. John mentioned him earlier, Cam Cameron. He's calling the plays. Of course, he was fired late in the season by Baltimore. Jim Caldwell, Iowa alum, took over the Ravens last year, took them to the Super Bowl. Cam Cameron hired by his good friend Les Miles. He and Les on the same staff at Michigan, so knew each other from their Ann Arbor days. And Cam has come in and really given this offense a boost.
Yes, he has, and he's given it an NFL flavor. They do a lot of different things, running the ball, different formations, and their passing game, in spite of what you've seen today, is very good.
Power people in. On the toss, just a couple of yards for Kenny Hilliard. One of 4 backs we'll see. He was tightened up by Kirksey, the captain, the linebacker, on his Iowa team to set up 3rd and goal.
And here comes some big guys for the Iowa Hawkeyes. 3 defensive linemen have just checked in this goal-to-goal situations, and LSU continues to pack it in and pound it. Let's see if there's a play-action pass here from Jennings.
270-pound fullback J.C. Copeland is a couple of yards ahead of Hill. Jennings keeps to the end zone. And it's an LSU touchdown on the opening drive.
Don't tell me Les Miles didn't take advantage of these 12 bowl practices, Mike. You have a different quarterback, you have a different style of offense, and he's put the option back in LSU Tiger football. That's a speed option off the left side, and you see what Jennings brings to the table.
Tall, strong-arm Mettenberger is not one who is going to be running those types of plays. And, well, you think back over the pedigree of LSU football as you look at the injured Mettenberger and the players like a Jordan Jefferson, Ryan Parlow, even back in the day, a little more edge rush, the ability to mix the option in. Touchdown, and the extra point is added by the freshman kicker, Colby Delahousie. 8 plays, all runs. Hill opened it with a 42-yarder and capped off by the run for the touchdown by Jennings.
Well, it's just going to be a speed option off your left side, and you're going to see Hill, number 33, stay in pitch phase, but they're going to option the end man on the line of scrimmage. Christian Kirksey, number 20, took the tail back, and Jennings takes it to pay dirt.
That's got to be a good feeling for Jennings. As Lisa said, the year ago, graduating high school. He graduated in December, loaded up on his classes to be ready to take part in LSU's spring ball. Sat behind Mettenberger all year, gets the chance here, and gets it on the board. James Harrison at Dallas, Texas will kick it for LSU. Jordan Cotton up to get the kick at the 5. Cotton bumps into his own man, keeps it alive. He's brought down over at the 20-yard line. LSU looks a little bit fired up here to start the game. Connor Neighbors made the stop. Jake Rudock, sophomore out of Weston, Florida, is the quarterback for Iowa. It's a team that loves to do their work on the ground behind the junior running back Mark Weissman. Weissman left, gain 4, spilled by Jalen Mills, who LSU fans is starting at safety today. We'll detail that in a little bit. First, John, what do you think of this sophomore Rudock, who's from about 4 hours from here, Weston, Florida?
This kid is sharp, Mike. He does a lot at the line of scrimmage. You can see right away they've upped the tempo, and they must beware of the LSU Bengal speed on defense. They can run to the ball. They're playing a lot of young players this year. They lost a lot of underclassmen to the draft, but if you throw bubble screens against this team, they will find the ball quickly.
Cavante Martin-Manley with the reception that lost a yard, and quickly it is 3rd and long for Iowa's offense. Damon Bullock, the back, out in the pattern. Rudock throwing, underthrown and incomplete. He got hit as he threw for Tavon Smith, and now the flag comes in late. It was the pressure by Anthony Johnson that forced the ball out early, and then Jalen Mills, who's starting at safety, usually a corner, got the start at safety today, involved in coverage, and now the conference of the officials.
After the play, personal foul, number 28 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, Mike, Anthony Johnson, you said it. He didn't hit the quarterback. He planted him. Number 90 off your right side, crushes Rudock, and then a penalty late down the field occurs. Unnecessary by Mills.
Iowa trying to get its offense going here. 3rd drive. And Rudock, the quarterback's going to take off and run. He'll gain a couple of yards. He was pulled down by Jamari Rasco, the defensive end. I want to tell you a little bit about Rudock, the quarterback for the 15-year head coach of the Hawkeyes. He was the South Florida Player of the Year in high school in 2010. And at a very good high school, St. Thomas Aquinas. They won it all: the district, the region, the state, the mythical national championship. Not heavily recruited, but eventually signing at Iowa as he's hit. And the pass incomplete. It's Rasco who made the great pressure last play, able to come up and get Rudock this time. 2 plays in a row for the junior from Shreveport.
When you run these bootlegs, you are counting on the action of the fake to fool the backside defender. So far, hasn't happened. And this is not where Rudock wants to be, behind in the down and distance against LSU. But they do have two true freshman cornerbacks starting in this Outback Bowl.
Shard Robinson getting the start as Jalen Mills moves to safety. There's pressure coming from Mills, who slipped, and Rudock's pass is incomplete, trying to get it to Tavon Smith. So it's another 3 and out. This Iowa offense has been unable to find anything to work here in the opening quarter.
Well, this number 16, Tre'Davious White, true freshman. He started all season long. They really like him. He's from Shreveport, Louisiana, same town that Morris Claiborne's from. A natural bump and run defender. Nice work by the LSU defense.
Kornbrath punting for Iowa. On the bounce. Beckham going to take it at the 20, and Odell Beckham Jr. only a return of 3 to the 23-yard line. Saw a big old 56 at right guard, the sophomore Trey Turner, second team all SEC this season. Good on the move. Here is Jennings, just a short little pass. Get it to the fullback, and Connor Neighbors is upended by John Loudermilk. A little comfortable gain of 5. You know, John, when we saw Jennings hop in there when Mettenberger got hurt, trailing Arkansas late in the game, it was some kind of drive that the freshman put together, a 99-yard game-winning drive. And on that drive, he had a good scramble for 21 yards and completed 4 passes, including Traven Durrell's memorable 49-yard touchdown to win the game against Arkansas on the Friday after Thanksgiving. Reverse in the hands of Beckham, who will throw. Odell Beckham putting it in the air. Incomplete, trying to get it to his fellow wide receiver, Jarvis Landry. Well, John, let's go back. Here was that drive Jennings put together against Arkansas.
Excuse me, Mike. Yeah, started with a bootleg. He stopped, popped, threw a beautiful ball to his tight end, Dillon, to get it started. And then he found his deep ball accuracy. A huge game-winning spiral to Traven Durrell, and the legend began, Mike. But 3rd and 5, this is where LSU has been the best in the country on 3rd down conversions. Let's see what the young man can do.
Iowa brings 4 out of his hands quick, and Jennings finds Jarvis Landry for the first down, catch 77 on the season for Jarvis.
Same play that Landry caught earlier in the game. The volume of offense is not what it was with Mettenberger at quarterback for obvious reasons.
Down run. Jeremy Hill got the game going with a bang. Got us going with a long 42-yard run on the opening play of the quarter. That run is going to bring him near 75 yards and bring this first quarter to an end. LSU's offense unable to get on track. 14 plays, or rather Iowa's offense, 14 plays and 22 yards. LSU had the opening touchdown drive, and after one in Tampa on New Year's Day 2014, LSU 7, Iowa nothing. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Lisa Salters back with you. 2014 Outback Bowl. The guys from Iowa City with a struggle here on the offensive end. 3 drives, 3 punts to begin. Meantime, LSU, that very good opening drive led by the running of Jeremy Hill. It's capped off by a touchdown by the true freshman Anthony Jennings. And it's 7-0 LSU as we begin this second quarter. This is Alfred Blue, and this is the Iowa defense. All over that one, led by the captain, James Mars.
Let me show you some of these catches, Mike. You asked, how about this number 80, Jarvis Landry? I mean, Mettenberger put it up, and he knew Landry would go get it. But some of the catches he made were circus catches. Here's Odell Beckham Jr. on a double move. They run a lot of different patterns, and it's a vertical pass offense, always has been, with Cam Cameron calling his shots.
3rd and 14, swing it to Blues, got blocking downfield, but a beautiful play by Desmond King. The freshman from Detroit came up, ran it, snuffed it out, limited the gain to 7. And on 4th down, here comes the punching crew again for the Tigers.
How about Desmond King, Mike? Just a true freshman out of Detroit. He's got to bring down the big back, Alfred Blue, in the open field. What a play, and what a year he's had. Not many kids can step into Big Ten play and go wire to wire as a starter at the corner position.
More pressure on Keene. Another good kick, and it's muffed by Cavante Martin Manley, and LSU has it at the 39-yard line. James Wright with the recovery, and the top 10 punt return man in the country, Cavante Martin Manley, trying to make a fair catch, couldn't do it.
I don't know if he slipped or misjudged it, but obviously the field of play is wreaking havoc on a lot of these returners and receivers. I think he just misjudged that. He's fading away from the ball, and this LSU punt coverage, #1 in the nation this year, and you can see why. They've got a number of Tigers that can run and cover.
I've seen this a couple of times with LSU too. The Aussie punter puts a little bit of that odd spin. It's a slow, odd spiral. Sometimes tough to catch. Problem there for Martin Manley. Terrence McGee is stopped, and King has put together a pretty good highlight reel in this first half. Well, Jennings taking a shot for Beckham. Incomplete. Well, Jennings is quarterbacking because Mettenberger is injured. This was Todd's top 5 quarterback list. As you've seen on the bottom line, the breaking news, Teddy Bridgewater has said he is going. We'll see Bortles tonight. Manziel was ridiculous last night. You're waiting for midnight and the ball to drop, and you just watch Manziel. Derek Carr struggled in his bowl game against SC, and we'll talk a bit later about Mettenberger. There are others to add to that list.
Yes, there are. Aaron Murray also recovering from an injury at Georgia, but back to the game. 3rd and 12, and Iowa once again trying to confuse the young quarterback.
Bringing 4, pressure up the middle. Mars couldn't get there. And now Jennings dances around the line of scrimmage and completes it to Alfred Blue for the first down. Again, if you have any part of your body hovering over the line of scrimmage, you're still okay.
That's a very good play and good awareness by a freshman quarterback, knowing where to get rid of the football. If he takes one more step, that's going to be beyond the line of scrimmage. But Jennings breaks contain. He's a threat to run, and he does have the ability to throw the football.
Gain of 17. Here's Alfred Blue. Punishing run by Blue. Gain of 6, John.
I thought Alfred Blue was the best back at LSU. He had a serious injury last year. He's been granted another year in medical hardship. Who knows if he'll come back, but this is a talented back. That's the job I want if I come back and coach. I want to be the running back coach at LSU.
Blue running to the left. Again, if you would leave me for that job.
Think about it. I mean, if you had Alfred Blue and Jeremy Hill, and you've seen Terrence McGee, Hilliard standing down there. He hasn't even got to come into the game yet. And it's credit to LSU for using all these players, and it's a credit to the players for remaining unselfish.
That incredible atmosphere, talent base of high school players in Louisiana treating this program so well.
And Landry is just begging for a shot against this one-on-one coverage. Let's see if the freshman dials him up.
3rd and 2, just a toss to Hill. Puts his shoulder down right into Carl Davis. And it's a first down. On the run by Hill as we were watching warm-ups and saw him in the hotel. 6'2", 235 with that speed. Big punishing back.
You're not kidding, Mike. I didn't realize he was that big studying LSU tape all week. And he's not running behind a bunch of munchkins now. This is a big physical offensive line. They're young players. There's a chance they could all come back to Baton Rouge next fall, including Hill.
Off the muffed punt. Great opportunity here for LSU to extend the lead. Hill to 10 at the 5 to the end zone. Jeremy Hill, LSU touchdown.
That's the exact same play that the Wisconsin Badgers hurt Iowa with earlier in the season. Great study by the LSU coaches. They saw a weakness in Iowa's scheme and they exploited it again. Right off the left side, and Jeremy Hill is making a statement today running the football.
$95 yards now for Hill. And that muffed punt by Cavante Martin Manley. It's LSU, the good field position, they cash in. LOC adds the extra point, and LSU up 14.
I like this running game right off the left side behind Lyle Collins. You see the tight end ball to Jeremy Hill. Takes it to Pater.
Here's your friend. Thank you. Since 1973, our Affleck trivia answer. We're throwing around a couple. I want to throw out Oklahoma. Who'd you want to throw out?
I would take the Tennessee Volunteers.
You threw out Michigan.
Phil Fulmer and Johnny Majors. Look at that.
That is awesome.
My wife
didn't know
went
the
to
answer
Tennessee.
coming in.
I should know that.
That is great. I'm all fired up by that. Your wife cheered at Tennessee, didn't she?
Yes, she did. And we need to get the Tennessee Volunteers back in the Outback Bowl. Butch Jones is doing a great job there. I expect the Vols to be back. He'll probably be there 15 years or more.
Barry Switzer and Bob Stoops in Oklahoma. Johnny Majors and Philip Fulmer in Tennessee. Bart Fox, our producer, should be proud. The two pro guys got your stinking Affleck trivia answer with no help. So there. Adam Jupiter came up with the question. The crew of the truck. You Friday night guys. The Monday night guys got you. All right, Iowa, let's see what you got here. Jordan Cotton on a return. Oh, he's upended by Deion Jones, a linebacker. And now this LSU team, little momentum, dominating the line. Now they're picking up their play here.
Watch this at real speed, Mike.
Job by Jones.
Yeah.
This Iowa offense limited to 73 yards on 28 first half plays. Rudock from the 5. Gives it to Weissman. Loses 2. LSU's going to take a timeout.
Anthony Johnson, they call him the freak, and you can see why. That's a man with freakish size and athletic ability. It's time he starts making more plays.
Rasco is replaced by Jordan Allen from West Monroe, Louisiana.
Wow.
And Weissman just hit hard.
Number 45, Deion Jones. That's about the third time we've said his name. He flashes like lightning across the formations to get that play. And they got a lot of guys who can run in LSU, don't they?
They do. And the question, John, coming in was, we're going to see the motivation to fire. You know, LSU's sights are set on the national championship game, SEC championship game, a BCS bowl. And when you don't get there, teams like this, you wonder, what are they going to bring to the table in a game like this? Will they use it as a springboard? Will they use it to show how good they could? 3rd and 10, 3 runs, Weissman. And LSU might take him out of bounds. So his forward progress stopped inbounds. Les Miles uses his final timeout with 27 seconds left as Rasco is taken off to the LSU locker room for further evaluation in this 14-0 one-sided game. And John, when we talked about this game and the setup, we talked about the scenarios Iowa could survive and could compete in this game. But LSU's athletes have dominated this first half.
They certainly have. And don't forget, it was the botched punt return that really made this a 2-score game. Neither offense has done a lot today, although you have to credit LSU for adjusting their style behind their freshman quarterback.
Man, it's such an important game, too, for LSU, for Les Miles. You can get some experience, some comfort with Jennings going through a preparation for a game against a good defense as a starter. That really changes the equation a bit going into your offseason, where there will be competition for that job, but Jennings will certainly have a leg up.
Look out for Beckham.
Kornbrath kicked it, trying to kick it away from Odell Beckham, who grabs it on the hop of the 41, and he's taken down by 2 Hawkeyes. Travis Perry was the first one there. 17 seconds, no timeouts at the 42.
Again, they need to get some type of a completion, a quick clock stoppage, and a field goal.
Try to give Delahousie a shot. You see the green line to get in his field goal range. Here's a shot down the middle for Traven Doral. Incomplete.
It's a nice play by the young safety, Tanner Miller. Recognizing the trips formation and turning late to help on the deep ball. And this is Hail Mary time, I do believe, for LSU. And there's no doubt they have the men that can go down the field and get it.
Beckham is not out there for the moment. It is Landry and Doral. Jarvis Landry has huge hands. There's a jump ball. He can get up at 6'1" and bring it in. Number 80. Jennings sees the pressure and goes down. Sacked back in his own territory. James Morris, the captain, whose pressure has been problematic, brings this first half to an end. Iowa's defense did play a pretty good first half, John, other than that opening drive.
They certainly did, and Iowa's got to find some offense at the break and find it quick.
Lisa Salters.
Thanks, Mike. Coach, down 2 touchdowns, but I heard you tell your guys, settle down, keep playing, you're playing well. How would you assess that first?
Well, we're playing on defense, so I think playing pretty well there. Special teams have hurt us a little bit, certainly. We're going to have to find a way to get something going offensively.
How do you do that? How do you generate some offense?
We have to be who we are, so we got a little bit better job, better execution. They're playing us tough. We're going to have to find a couple of ways to get some things open.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Mike.
Kirk Ferentz's defense 5-3 and outs in 7 LSU possessions. At the break, it's 14-0 for the Tigers. John Saunders, Mark May, Lou Holtz. Happy New Year. Guys, back in the studio. Getting set now for the second half. It's 14-0. Iowa trailing LSU. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, and Lisa Salters. So we wondered if LSU would come out with that motivation. What would be their drive? And they did. They've played a good game, but I thought we made the point before the half. LSU's defense should not be discounted. Iowa's defense got all the talk coming in, but an LSU defense has not given any breathing room for the Iowa offense in that first half.
Yeah, I've seen this defense play great at times this year against Johnny Football of Texas A&M. I saw him beat Auburn and play extremely well on defense, but Iowa is 1 for 9 on third down. They've got 20 yards rushing, and they've had no pass offense to speak of. They've got to find something that they can do and get on the scoreboard and make this a game.
Yeah, Kirk Ferentz told Lisa before halftime, we can't change. We have to do what we do, and that's run the ball. effectively, and they have been ineffective doing it in the first half. Speaking of Lisa, go back down to the sidelines.
Hey, Michael, I just caught up with Les Miles coming out of the locker room, and I asked him how his true freshman 19-year-old quarterback is holding up, and he says, I think he's doing really well. He's not doing anything that's hurting us. I think he's really handling the situation well, and that's important. I asked him if they're going to stick with mostly running the ball, and he said, hey, look, we want to throw the football. We've got great receivers. We missed them on a couple of opportunities out there, but we definitely want to throw the ball. But, hey, first thing is we want to win the game, so we're going to take what they give us. Mike?
National champion in 07, Lisa. National Coach of the Year, 2011. James Hairston set to kick it off. Iowa did win the toss to defer their option here to the second half to see if they can get anything going. And they cannot. No return. They'll bring it to the 25. If you were just tuning in, here is our marathon game track. Jennings, first start, first career touchdown run. Interception and a muff punt. The miscues, that muff punt the key because he gave LSU a short field. And Jeremy Hill, who's taken it over 100 yards with his performance in the first half, and now has the second best single season rushing yardage total in LSU history. Popped it in. Sophomore Jake Rudock, Weston, Florida. 250 miles across the state. Of the 25, Mark Weissman running into the boundary to the right side. He'll gain 4 to the 29-yard line.
Well, Jamaria Rusco got hurt in the first half. He's back on the field now for LSU number 59. That time Iowa ran right at him. But it's good to see Rasco back in the game. He's one of the better pass rushers they have at LSU.
The way he came off the field, not putting any weight on his leg, didn't think he'd be back. That's great news for Rasco and the Tigers. Rudock in trouble, and Daniil Hunter will bring him down. Third sack of the year for the sophomore from Katy, Texas.
There's nowhere to throw the ball. The protection was good enough. You're going to see on the left side of your screen, Houston working against Brandon Scherf. That's a coverage sack as much as it is anything. Man-to-man coverage, and right now LSU is dominating the receiving corps of the Hawkeyes.
Not a team that made a lot of big gains this year. Is very shy on explosive plays again today. Rudock, third down, toss is complete. Jacob Hillier. There's a big gain. Just shy of midfield for the sophomore. Hillier, 10th catch of the year.
I'm not sure what Tre'Davious White is doing. It looks like he's expecting help to the inside, but there's nobody there. Just a simple under route, and it's non-contested for an easy first down. There's a blown coverage.
Gain of 23. Damon Bullock is the back. Nice young man. 3rd and 11 is going to get his. He throws here, but it's complete. It's Hillier again. And this is the deepest penetration for the Hawkeyes this afternoon. First down at the LSU 37.
What a great catch by Hillier. Working against the true freshman Robinson on the outside. It's another under route. He catches the ball away from his body, and that's a great throw by Rudock because DJ Welter hit him hard as he delivered that football.
Back-to-back 3rd down conversions. Rudock to Hillier. Jordan Canzeri's the running back. Play action. Shot time. Let's see. LSU's got it covered, so Rudock takes off. And he'll just get about 2 yards as nothing opened up downfield.
Take a look at Hillier. He's done some acrobatic flips on this possession after both catches. He's gone down face first. I used to say, don't ever leave your feet as a wide receiver for that reason right there. 2 nice plays by Hillier.
Had 2 grabs against Northern Illinois and against Michigan. Big turning point win for the Hawkeyes in their season. Beat the Wolverines 24-21 and then just put the pedal down against Nebraska. This is Canzeri through the hole that time, and Canzeri going to be close to an Iowa first down. 27-yard line.
I like an old-fashioned fullback. This Adam Cox. Watch him run right into the blitzing, lost in the safety man off the right side, leading the way for Canzeri off tackle. This is an impressive drive by the Hawkeyes, using their two-back set, little play-action passing.
Now Mark Weissman, the captain, is in 3rd and 1. Those linebackers filling those gaps, waiting to come in, but Weissman breaks through. First down to the 21. That is just old school in a phone booth football. I'm coming, you're blocking, who wins?
They call this power football at Iowa. Double team, kick out. You're going to see the backside guard Bowl. But once again, 38, Cox with the kick out. And the big back, Wiseman. I call him Wiseman for Heisman. He's closing in on 1,000 yards, Mike. Big back.
It was 1,700 in his career. Best looking Iowa offensive run of the afternoon. There is Weissman on a toss. Going to get back to the line. Barely. Barely. The speed, Anthony Johnson. This one's 3rd and long. 3rd and 11.
Here they come.
LSU bringing them all. Rudock got rid of it. Tall and caught by Fedorowicz, but a good job defensively to just knock the man down by Ricky Jefferson, the backup safety. And let's see what Iowa will do. 4th and about 6, field goal time. Try to get on the board with Mike Meyer.
All out blitz. They force the ball to come out quickly, and Jefferson holds his coverage. Gutsy call, and it paid off for LSU.
Mike Meyer showed up in Iowa City 4 years ago, walk-on from Dubuque. He's now 2nd to Nate Kading all-time in points. 35. Wide right, no good. That is not what Iowa needed. Best looking drive of the day. Get into the red zone, but Meyer misses the short one off the right hash. LSU ready to go. Moving our game along as we get towards the Rose Bowl here. Coming up next on ESPN. First drive for LSU in the second half, and Jeremy Hill already over 100 yards with a gain of 3. LSU trying to complete a 10-win season. As we mentioned 2 years ago, losing in the national championship game. This year, 3rd in the SEC West with the losses to Georgia, Ole Miss, and Alabama. 3rd and 7, Iowa brings the pressure. Jennings throws, sideline for Beckham. Odell, one hand, hold it in. Outstanding play, Odell Beckham Jr. Wow.
Sorry for screaming, but put that on a highlight reel and show it. Double move, stutter go. Hard to do. Wow.
Great stuff. All good. 48-yard line after the gain of 29. 3rd and 10. Iowa brings 4. 7 in coverage. As Jennings throws too tall. It's intercepted. Back the other way is Loudermilk with space. John Loudermilk inside the 30. Loudermilk inside the 10. Touchdown. Iowa back in it.
Ball game. Well, you want to throw the ball, get your receivers involved, and you're not playing this to the strengths of your young quarterback. You overthrow the tight end in the middle of the field, and Loudermilk has just changed this game. Watch number 41, the tight end, on a square in pattern. Travis Dixon, ball's clearly overthrown, and that's a nice job of finishing a play. Look where their captain, James Morris, comes from, number 44, and the effort downfield blocking. That's something they practice in Iowa, finishing plays. You intercept the pass, you finish the play, and he picked up about 4 key blocks.
Gonna have a review here, John, or an official review. Take a look at it as he came down the sideline. Did he stay in bounds? It's Loudermilk here, and it looked all good there. Now the ball as he comes across the goal line. See, he got rid of the ball early. We've seen that issue a couple of times Even the start of the NFL season, very first game of the NFL season, we had that Loudermilk as close. Now, all of those look, none of those looks are right down the line. Now, the ball is behind him. This is almost like offensive, where he's holding on to the ball and he's trying to see if he broke the plane.
After further review, after the interception and before scoring, the Iowa player dropped the ball at the 1/2 yard line. There was no immediate recovery. Therefore, it will be Iowa's ball, 1st and goal from the 1/2 yard line.
That's what I was about to ask you in that situation. The worst case situation is if the ball goes out of bounds through the end zone.
Yep.
Here is where the ball landed. You take a look there in the end zone, and then nobody went to pick it up. Now, we saw Randall Cobb from the Green Bay Packers in the game against Chicago on Sunday, the NFL game. Ball was laying there. He picked it up, ran it in for a touchdown. So if an Iowa player would have picked that up there, it would have been a touchdown.
It would have been a touchdown. That's correct.
But the ball was just left lying there, and no one picked it up.
And since the official signaled touchdown and nobody picked it up, it goes back to where the ball was lost.
Well, what would have been a Loudermilk pick 6. Instead, it's 1st and goal from the 1. Let's see if Iowa can punch it in. And it's Weissman, and he is stopped. And, man, Loudermilk is sitting over there begging his offense to bail him out after the blooper.
Well, they're trying to run off their left side. The strength of this Iowa offensive line, and penetration, stalemates, nothing.
Lost a yard there from the 2. Play action pass, looking for Fedorowicz, the tight end. LSU knows what we know. Fedorowicz is their red zone target, and the defensive end Rasco snuffed it out.
Well, the play action pass didn't fool anybody. It's man-to-man coverage. Nobody peeked into the backfield and was fooled. And if I'm Kirk Ferentz, I'm in 4-down territory. I wouldn't hesitate to give it to my big back again. And if I don't make it, I'll go for it on 4th down. But this is why you have a 245-pound tailback for these situations.
It is Weissman. Iowa looks to be in. Let's see. They run in to take a peek where Weissman ended up. Touchdown. And this one counts.
You sure, Mike?
Everybody go pat Loudermilk on the head. So now you can take a breath.
That was a good run by Weissman. He's been held under wraps most of the day, but that's the biggest play in this Outback Bowl so far. Makes it a 1-score game.
Just to make it a 7-point game. He's made 121 consecutive extra points. Iowa back in it. Loudermilk can take a breath. Exhale. You're back in the game. Tampa, the part of the traditional week of the Outback Bowl. Teams get to go visit. Place that you take the family every once in a while.
That's a great park. You should try it, Mike.
Open since 1959. Zach Mettenberger, the LSU quarterback who had his knee injured in that final quarter against Arkansas. We talked to Zach. We'll give you the background on his medical condition, the update coming up here as we go through the second half, but very tough to watch for Zach. Here is Odell Beckham Jr. Take it down to 23. LSU from midfield. Toss to the right. Big hit on Terrence McGee. It's a nice end to the Nebraska season, John. Very embarrassing home loss Thanksgiving Friday to this Iowa team, 38-17. Two teams that were desperate for a win and a little postseason momentum in that one. Contact by Lewis. Trinka Passat behind the line of scrimmage.
I like Trinka Passat. I like his name, too. I've been saying it all week. Gets penetration. He disrupts the blocking scheme, and you're going to see number 44 clean up on it. But Trinka Passat, penetrate. And James, my number 44 linebacker, he's done an excellent job today. James Morris, the team captain. of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
3rd and 10. Let's see what Jennings does. The last throw to the middle of the field was picked off. They roll the pocket right. Didn't see the pressure. Sacked by Dominic Alves.
Dominic Alves is healthy again. He's had some injury problems. He's back in the lineup today. It's a 3-man rush. You're going to see Alves 79 just continue to push the pocket. And head coach Kirk Ferentz likes what he sees from his Hawkeyes in the second half. I don't know what he said, but whatever it was, it worked.
Closing seconds, 3rd quarter. To get away punt, as it was not hit cleanly, and it'll be out of bounds at the 23-yard line on the kick by Key. 9 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Iowa offense that had only 73 yards at halftime has come up with about 60 here in this 3rd quarter, and the big interception by Loudermilk to give them a chance. Now down 7 with the ball. End of the quarter, Jake Rudock hit as he throws. That pass is incomplete. Iowa fans looking for a flag, but Don Shumpert doesn't earn one.
Ricky Jefferson with an excellent read. Drove on the ball, almost got there for the interception.
You saw that hit that Rudock took. It stung him, to say the least. 3 seconds left. C.J. Beathard is the backup quarterback. He's a redshirt freshman, grandson of NFL general manager Bobby Beathard, who built a couple of Super Bowl champions in Washington. Many playoff teams Bobby Beathard built. C.J.'s the backup. Rudock limping significantly as he brings it to Weissman, and the quarter comes to an end, and the athletic training staff for Iowa sees that, and they're going to take a peek at the quarterback as he limps over at the end of this 3rd quarter. Back for the 4th quarter, Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Lisa Salters. Lisa's going to check on Jake Rudock, who has been bothered by knee problems. The Wisconsin game and the Nebraska game this year. Took a clean hit 2 plays ago, and it was in that Wisconsin game Rudock had to come out, and C.J. Beathard came in. And Beathard, the redshirt freshman from Franklin, Tennessee, has to enter here in the 4th quarter. And he does so on 3rd and 8. And LSU welcomes him with pressure, and Beathard throws, and the receiver slipped. Cavante Martin-Manley on the cut. It's incomplete, and it's 4th down.
That's a shame. I think Manley's going to have a chance to play that ball. He slipped earlier in the game fielding a punt. That time he went down running to the corner, and the ball falls incomplete. Iowa's got to be careful with Beckham in this situation. He's a dangerous return man too, Mike.
Odell Beckham Jr. set for the punt from Connor Cornbrath, who's trying to kick it away, but that's not a lot of hang time. Beckham made 2 miss. Beckham couldn't make the 3rd man miss. Gets into Iowa territory. Tackled by Tanner Miller at the 49. Jake Rudock ending it, starting it much the way 2013 ended, dealing with a little bit of discomfort. A knee injury that knocked him out of 2 games, including the Nebraska game, their last game. As he gets on the bike, John, we're going to have to watch this LSU offense and see if they can get back after a poor 3rd quarter. Opened it up a bit more with the true freshman, Anthony Jennings. Jennings pressured, and nearly brought down, thrown down by Christian Kirksey, the senior captain from St. Louis.
I'm trying to tell you, these 3 linebackers are really something at Iowa. Hitchens, Morris, and Kirksey. Watch him finish this play. He keeps contained. He pushes neighbors out of the way and hangs on for dear life, and that's a huge sack for this Iowa defense. What a play by Kirksey.
Youngest of 7 children. Kirk Ferentz says talent as he's had in a long time. That's the entire group too. Morris, Hitchens as well. You see all 3 of them. They've been in the play throughout the day. Play clock at 3 as Jennings hands up the middle. It is Jeremy Hill only going to gain 3 in this Iowa defense, and the Iowa fans.
That's how they win games here, Mike. Their defense sets the tone. They hang around. They just won't go away. And it starts with these 3 linebackers. 44 Morris stuffs the ball carrier, and Hitchens cleans up. And here comes that sub package, as fast as Iowa can get with this group they have on the field right now. They want to take care of Jennings if he scrambles. Let's see if they blitz or play it conservative. But they will disguise it. Look at these Hawkeyes hovering around.
See which way Cam Cameron goes. Will he be safe and conservative with his freshman quarterback? Overload to the quarterback's right. Jennings got protected, and his pass is incomplete on the sideline. Beckham came up with the ball. The officials said he didn't have it. The line judge had to look in. That's a 3 and out with good field position for this Iowa defense.
Desmond King continues to make plays, Mike. I've seen him cover Landry. That time it was Beckham. Disappointing drive that time by LSU. They had a chance to close the door, and doesn't look like Rudock will be back, Mike.
Yeah, it's disappointing for the sophomore from Weston, Florida, starting quarterback. Jamie Keene kicks a tough ball to catch. Iowa got close to him that time. Martin Manley's going to let it bounce. It hits the face mask of an LSU player as it was initially touched, but no control, so it's a touchback. And despite Jalen Collins trying to pull it in, it'll come to the 20. Rudock done for the moment. It's in the hands of the backup quarterback, Beathard. C.J. Beathard still in at quarterback, the backup for the injured Rudock. Iowa taking over at its own 20-yard line. And Kanziri to the left. A nice 13-yard run to start the last drive. This one, a gain of 4.
Good to see Craig Loston back in the game for LSU, number 6. He went out earlier, and he's been a big part of this LSU defense today. They need him to finish.
And Jalen Mills playing the safety spots. Beathard 2nd and 6. Kanziri again. Yard and a half shy of the first down as we approach the halfway point of this 4th quarter, and we are with you the rest of the way without commercial interruption as we find a winner of this 21st meeting between the SEC and the Big Ten in the Outback Bowl. It's SEC 12, Big Ten 8.
The short yardage situations have been difficult for Iowa today. They were stuffed the last time around. They ran the ball off the right side. Let's see if they run behind their all Big Ten left tackle this time.
Weissman is the back. It's a fake to him. Beathard will keep it. First down and more. At the 40-yard line, C.J. Beathard with the run.
Good call. Motion a fullback across, and you slide him into the flat and on a bootleg. Beathard fakes the toss. He's got the fullback open, but he does the smart thing. Keep the ball, get the first down yourself. LSU lucky that play wasn't called on number 52, Kendall Beckwith, near the sideline. Big first down.
Inside of 7. From the 40, Beathard.
Oh, got him.
Wide open, Jake Doozy, the tight end. Doozy to the 25. Pickup of 35. Hawkeyes on the move.
Same play he scored on against Ohio State where he went 80 yards. He and Fedorowicz working together on the short side of the field, and no one covered him.
Iowa jumps the ball. They'll run another play quick with Weissman to the right. Gains 7 into the red zone.
You wonder how much gas is left in Anthony Johnson's tank. He's down now on one knee. I hope he's not hurt. But without Ego Ferguson, and now with Johnson down, LSU is depleted at defensive tackle. And I think Iowa knows it.
Look at Johnson slowly walking off. Big Ten looking for bowl victories. Syracuse beat Minnesota. Kansas State beat Michigan. Earlier today, Nebraska got the first win for the conference up in Jacksonville. So Johnson makes his way off slowly. John mentioned Ego Ferguson, the other starting defensive tackle, not here. Medical reasons. So Christian Lacouture and Quentin Thomas on that inside. See if Iowa runs inside.
Man-to-man up top. I'm sure Beathard is tempted.
It's going to give to Weissman. Cut it back in the middle. Weissman going to be stopped just shy of that first down. Good strength by DJ Welter and Jalen Mills to make the stop.
Third quarterback sneak on a quick count here. They're trying to rush this before LSU can get set.
He does sub quickly. It's Beathard running to the left side. And that mark is short of the 15. So that time LSU did try to sub. Got their subs in. Iowa did not exchange players. Okay, let's see what Kirk Ferentz is going to do on 4th and a half yard.
Well, he ran a bootleg the last time. I've seen quarterback sneaks. Number 45, Weissman, his heavy gun is back at tailback. He was stuffed earlier. Biggest call of the game right here for Iowa.
They'll go for it on 4th and 1, and they'll boot again. It's Beathard rolling and throwing, and it's intercepted by Lawson. Lawson's got a lot of room. Couldn't dance down the sideline. Knocked out of bounds at the 30. 2 flags down on the return.
Connor Buffelli, one of the guards for Iowa, shaken up on the return. I think there's going to be a clip against LSU, but the Bengal Tigers played that boot perfectly.
Personal foul, block below the waist. LSU, penalty to be enforced half the distance for the goal. First down.
Here's the pick by Lawson, 3rd of the year, 7th of the season. Deion Jones was chasing Beathard.
He chased him down, and there's Lawson, who was injured earlier in the game, making an outstanding interception. And there's the block below the waist by Jalen Mills. And now it's up to the Iowa defense to give their offense one more chance. And how conservative can LSU be in this field position with their young quarterback? Since the interception by Loudermilk, we have not seen Jennings do much throwing the ball at all.
First career start. Those of you just joining us are Anthony Jennings. He played only 42 snaps before today. Jeremy Hill, who had a big run on the first play of the game that set up a run-only touchdown drive. Takes it to the 10, under 5 minutes. Iowa can stop it twice. Zach Mettenberger.
Zach Mettenberger has really gone out of his way to help Jennings throughout these bowl practices. I really compliment him. Postponing that surgery. Say what you want. He wanted to be a part of his final game as an LSU Tiger. Go down leading his team any way he can. I credit him for that.
Second and 8. Hill up the middle. Big first down and more. Jeremy Hill to the 38-yard line. Pickup of 28.
That's what the great backs do, Mike. They get stronger as the game goes on. Pick and choose runner. That time he sees his fullback neighbors block and he reacts suddenly to the outside, and you see that burst of speed that not many 235-pound backs have. Nice job of blocking up front by the LSU line, and really good north-south running.
And John Hill's up to 159, second best of the year. Record in this bowl game, Terrell Fletcher, Wisconsin, at 241. Back in the 95 Outback. LSU fans letting their presence be known. And so is Hill. Again into the secondary. This is like the opening drive of the game. Hill with a gain of 20 after 28 to play before.
And now he's coming off the field. He sees his coaches point to him, get back in there, but he is running hot right off the right side. You see Neighbors again with a great block against Kitchens, and he can make you miss. He's got elusiveness to make you miss in one-on-one situations, and he is a powerful back.
He's just catching his breath on the sideline. Those two runs of 48 yards, 28 and 20. Taking Hill up to 179.
Terrence McGee, the new tailback, is totally different kind of runner.
The right side of that line's treated everybody well. A couple of yards there. Kirk Ferentz very close to that window. We're going to have to use those timeouts. He only has 2. So often coaches will wait until that second, third down. You get a team in 3rd and long, and they help you out. Tumbling clock will be under 2.5 for the next one.
Both of these tight ends, Dylan Gordon, 85, 84. Logan Stokes have done a nice job blocking today. And all Jennings does is pick a side away from the down safety and run the ball.
Good job by Jennings, milking every second of the clock. Get it right back to McGee. And let's see if Iowa will take that timeout here. They do at 2:12 before 3rd down.
Well, do you hand the ball to Jeremy Mills one more time, or do you let your young quarterback have one shot with Beckham Jr. at the bottom of the screen?
3rd and 6. They will run it. It is Hill to the right. Big first down. Hill to the 20. Hill to the 10. The MVP is in the end zone for LSU. Touchdown, Tigers.
That's a big-time run by Jeremy Hill. Patience. Pow. Touchdown, LSU. He goes off to the sideline. He gets a couple plays to catch his breath. He comes back into the lineup, and he wins the Outback Bowl for LSU. What a performance by Jeremy Hill.
216 yards. It's been 9+ years since an LSU Tigers had that in the game. Ali Broussard had 250 against Ole Miss back to Saturday before Thanksgiving in 2004. But Jeremy Hill, the sophomore from Baton Rouge, first team running back in the conference this year, taking it close to 1,400 yards for the season. Extra point added. What a drive that was when they needed it on the ground and a lot of Hill.
Double team, you pull the backside guard, and Jeremy Hill with a stiff arm. He shows it all right there. Vision, patience, speed, and elusiveness. And I love the stamina. Les Miles is 41-2 against teams from outside the SEC. That's 95 wins in 9 years. And if they could just keep this group together, they'll contend for all of it next year, Mike.
So it's down 14. Iowa in desperate need of a big play. And Jordan Cotton trying to get one. Oh, look at this. Hey, there goes Cotton. 30, 20, 10, getting in. No, out of bounds at the 5. But the Hawkeyes are still alive.
That's no quit at these Hawkeyes. What an effort.
96 on a return. And I think that right foot just hit the paint. Yep.
Yes, some really good blocking down the field, and Iowa's going to have to score quickly here, obviously. And with the ball on the right hash, and number 22 in the game, I expect Damon Powell to see the ball creatively in some way, shape or form. He is a guy that they like to throw quick screens to, bubble screens, you name it. Here he is at the top of the screen.
Well, C.J. Beathard in. After the longest kickoff return in Outback Bowl history, can Iowa make it 6? Beathard, hit as he threw. Empty hand came through. That's a live ball, and LSU is on it. Tigers recover.
Running on the field is fumble. First down LSU.
Jamari Rasco the hit. And Quentin Thomas on it.
Rasco on a stunt. We'll get a replay to see if it is incomplete. That's what Kirk Ferentz is hoping. See Rasco 59.
A couple of different things there. Was it a forward pass? Let's talk it through with our expert here, David Warden, the assistant coordinator, Big 12 officials. David, as replay is watching this, what are the things they're identifying here?
Well, they're trying to determine if he had control of the ball and when it was lost. and if it was lost before the pass started. And that's his hand arm going forward. And does he have control when when the ball comes out? So you're looking, we sometimes refer to these types of things as empty hands, meaning his hand doesn't have control of the ball. His hand comes forward, but in reality it's empty. Even maybe even if the ball's touching it slightly, there's no control.
Once it gets bumped off that hand, there's some space there, then in essence that hand becomes empty.
Empty, that's correct.
I think it's a fumble, Mike, and you have to really credit the front four of LSU. A lot of these men have played almost every snap down the stretch.
And Greg Burks will tell us what it is.
For the review, it was an incomplete pass. Second and goal from the 4-yard line. Please put 1:46 on the clock.
Wow, that's a shocking overturn there, but it gives Iowa life. And again, Fedorowicz, 86, 6 red zone touchdowns, the big tight end, and it'll be a check with me. I know they want to throw a quick screen to the top of the screen to DeMond Powell if the numbers present themselves.
And the backup quarterback, Beathard, in for the injured Rudock. Watching, going to the corner. It's caught for the touchdown by Cavante Martin Manley. So the overturn on the incomplete pass fumble call gives Iowa life, and the Hawkeyes still in it with 1:42 to go.
What a beautiful throw by Beathard, and just a simple corner route. And Cavante Martin Manley wins. They beat the true freshman, Rashard Robinson.
Mike Meyer to add the extra point, make it a 7-point game. Mike Meyer, 122 in a row. 21-14. So 96 yards on the kickoff return. Remember that other Iowa touchdown set up by the 71-yard interception return in the first half.
Nice throw in a tight window by Beathard, and Cavante Martin Manley, the leading receiver for Iowa, makes the play. And how about that reaction?
From Jordan Cotton, the man who brought the kickoff back. That Outback Bowl record, 96 yards. And now here we are to talk hands, team, and onside kick at 1:42 left.
Well, it's an obvious onside kick situation. You see both special teams coaches talking strategy. I'd be surprised if LSU doesn't use a timeout after they read the deployment of the Hawkeyes onside kick team. It'll be a check with me, onside kick. He'll count the numbers here. He'll count them at the top. He could even kick it in the middle of the field and recover it himself. But I'd be surprised if LSU might even take a timeout to make sure they like what they have.
Many years ago, remember Iowa had this situation against Florida in this game. You had Beckham and Landry, the receivers who are waiting, the hands guys on this side. Here's the bounce, and it's caught as it was a slip by Connor Neighbors, the fullback, and his heart had to skip a beat as he lost his footing, but the ball didn't take that skip up. And Neighbors able to secure it with 1:42 and only one Iowa timeout left. Probably not as simple as taking 3 knees, but just a couple of seconds need to be run off by Iowa on a play or two to close this one out.
That's what you do. You put your most reliable player, Jarvis Landry, deep behind the quarterback just in case there's a bad snap. Clearly, Les Miles is going to take a knee.
You're going to take knees. You'd be close to fine here time-wise as the clock stops the timeout at 1:39. And the clock keeps running. I think Iowa took their timeout. They're pointing up the clock. Perhaps they didn't take their timeout. Yeah, Kirk Ferentz is standing there. 3 Iowa coaches pointing over to the clock on the right. Needless to say, LSU will get to 10-3. And Iowa will close its season at 8-5. Assuming nothing crazy happens. That's what they had needed. They needed to kill a couple of seconds time-wise, and now Kirk Ferentz will take the timeout. They need to burn. You couldn't just take 4 quick knees and end the game when they have 1 timeout left, or 3 quick knees, excuse me. They just need to burn a few seconds, and now they should be in a good spot. Like the direction the Iowa program is going, John, after the hiccup of last year, 4-8, 8 wins. The Big Ten is not at the zenith of its success or strong programs. So this is a good opportunity for Iowa perhaps to make another run in the conference over the next couple of years if they can build off of this year.
I think so. They're going to lose 3 seniors on offense. They will have to replace those 3 linebackers, and that'll be hard to do. But Kirk Ferentz, excellent coach. I'm sure he has a plan.
Now be careful you don't take a penalty here that would stop the clock on you in any way, shape, or form. Waiting to get Les Miles to the Gatorade. I'd just make sure that the game ends properly. Again, as I was telling you, time-wise, LSU needed to let a few seconds run off because they couldn't just run it out and get to 0-0 without another snap. As you see, there's a 6.5-second difference in the game and the play clock as we hit 4th down.
Well, it's Martin Manley deep. I've seen him take 2 back against Western Michigan in 1 game, and
Les Miles telling his guys, "Oh, don't snap it. Les Miles better take time out." Jeez, oh, Pete. Oh, my goodness. I mean, honestly, how do people mess up clock situations at the end of the game?
It's their first of the half. 30
ridiculous.
Seconds.
Yeah, they're all worried about it. Don't snap. That's Phillip Rivers' brother, Stevens, the backup quarterback. Because if they would have snapped, LSU would have had to give the ball over on downs to Iowa and would have had 1 play from midfield to win the game. 8 seconds remaining, and then we'll send you to Pasadena for the pregame and all the pageantry. Spectacular day at the Rose Bowl. Stanford and Michigan State getting set to square off in the 100th Rose Bowl game. Confusion with Iowa now. Iowa doesn't have Martin Manley back deep. They're running players off the field. Iowa was confused. There's a flag down for Iowa with perhaps too many men on the field. Meantime, the ball on the bounce is picked up and flipped wildly across the field towards Anthony Hitchens. And now they're trying to do the old Stanford cow. It's deflected forward by Morris and tackled there. Again, there are 2 flags down. One, I believe, is on Iowa for the number of players they had on the field. I think the second one is for the ball going forward. This game should be over.
On the receiving team, penalties declined, the game is over.
Kirk Ferentz is saying, wait a minute, he wants to talk to the official because when they were running a player up, they had 11 players on the field, but they had a legal batting penalty that happened back at the goal lines. The players were trying to throw it back and forth. Brings the game to an end, and LSU has won an interesting 2014 Outback Bowl, 21-14. Jeremy Hill, the big running star of this game. Lisa standing by with the coach.
Thank you, Mike Les. You defended the fake punt. You stopped them 4th and 1 late in the game. Describe the effort of your defense.
Defense played spectacular, and really we put them on the field. The one drive in the second half offensively contributed, but boy, that defense was start to finish dominant.
We know what Jeremy Hill did, but all before the game we were talking about your true freshman quarterback. How do you think he did?
I think he did. For a first start, there we go. Well done. Managed it to a point. Did some things that we'll not have him do, but it's a nice start, and we'll see where we go from here.
Thank you. Congratulations and Happy New Year, Coach.
Happy New Year.
LSU with questions. Who will be the quarterback of the future? Jennings wins today. Our final score, LSU 21, Iowa 14. With John Gruden, Lisa Salters, Mike Tirico. Now the BCS pregame show. Get you set for the Rose Bowl to Pasadena, and here's Chris Fowler.